issues of being recorded, please let us know. We'll go ahead and
I'm gonna teach my good side.
have you stepped out momentarily.
I'm only gonna pan one, so don't worry about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Just for visual confirmation that I do indeed have an audience and it's not clipped and cut into the video. Oh, okay.
Might be ready.
Wasn't sure if we were waiting on more people.
They'll come in.
Okay.
You can start.
All right. My name is Staff Sergeant Terry. This afternoon for you I have just a few questions I want you to think about. Number one, do any of you have blood cancer? Two, do any of you or are any of you taking injections for growth hormones? Do any of you have tuberculosis? If you answer no to each and every one of these questions, I have one more for you. Why aren't you donating blood? I'm a 10-year volunteer at the American Red Cross. The information from my speech today comes from AmericanRedCross.org and AmericanRedCrossBlood.org, as well as photos from Facebook. All eligible people need to donate blood. Take a look at the problem. According to RedCrossBlood.org, only 38% of the United States is eligible to donate. And of that 38%, only 10% actually donate. Blood is in a limited supply. It's a perishable thing and it can only be replaced by donors. It can't be manufactured. The only way to fill this need is to donate blood. Next slide, please. There's 4 types of donations. Whole blood donation, double red cell, plasma, and platelets. The first is done via straight donation. The last 3 are done with a process called apheresis. There's 4 steps to donate, and it's very, very simple. Next slide, please. The first is registration. Set up similar to this. All you do, walk up, give them a photo identification, let them know who you are. That simple. Next slide, please. Next is some short questions and a pre-screen behind those cardboard cutouts. They'll ask stuff as simple as, have you had a tattoo in the last 12 months? Any piercings? Stuff along that nature. Next slide. Third is the actual donation process. For a whole blood donation, takes about 45 minutes. For platelets, double red can take anywhere to about an hour and a half. And last, next slide, is the most fun part of all. You get 10 to 15 minutes to relax. Make sure that you have no side effects from the donation due to the blood loss itself. You get to enjoy snacks, cookies, so on and so forth. Next slide. Not donating is a very serious thing. As you can see on this slide, according to RedCrossBlood.org, in 2006, they were short roughly 6,000 units of blood. To show you a slight example with that, being a volunteer, I've talked to a lot of people who come in and donate. We had a lady by the name of Julie, got to talking to her, and she was never an avid donor. She sat down while we were getting ready to donate and told me that about 10 years ago, her brother was in a very serious car accident. He was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately due to complications, he died at the hospital due to a lack of his blood type. In 2006, as I said, roughly 6,000 units were short. If it continues on this trend, at 2014, we're going to be short almost 10,000 donations. It is imperative that eligible donators donate blood. I have with me here a contact roster. All right, what this is for is here on Camp Air of John, they don't actually donate blood, but they do a slight pre-screening. They send the blood out to test it to make sure that if there is ever a need for a donation here on the camp, that those personnel that sign up and go can actually donate. Now's the time for each and every one of us to look inward and ask ourselves the very serious question, why don't I donate? Thank you. So in case anybody is interested, I'm going to go ahead and pass this around, pass it out. You don't have to. All it is last name, first name, and either a phone number or a contact email, something that I can get a hold of you when they do the actual pre-screen here on Air of John.
So they won't call us until they need blood, then they won't need it.
Right. They will not call you until there's actually something that happens and they have to have donations.
Never knew that.
Why is it only 28% of eligibility?
Due to a lot of the ineligibilities, there's stuff such as anyone that has full-blown sickle cell anemia, anyone that has been in the UK throughout a certain time period, which deployers to certain countries, like anyone who goes to Iraq, Afghanistan. I have to double check, but I believe here as well in Kuwait, you have a 12-month deferral, which goes into that 38, or goes into that 62% that at the given point in time is ineligible. Also, age time frame, you have to be above the age of 16 with consent of a parent.
Darn.
Those are a lot of the majority of things that cause that 62% to be ineligible.
What is the amount of blood that we need to donate?
They take, for the regular donations, they take a pint of blood, that's it. Yep, just a pint.
I donated almost a gallon, I think, back home, but I was only deferred with this until like 12 months. I came back to Kuwait last time.
It is, it's really difficult for military personnel to donate. I actually got off of my schedule quite a bit because I was on deployment, off deployment, on deployment, off deployment. And that 12-month time frame for Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kuwait really killed Fort Drum as far as eligible donations.
As far as blood types, which ones are the most preferable, I should say?
Absolute preferable, they try to get O positive and O negative because it's universal, at least as far as whole blood types. They'll take any and every because, like I showed before, it's perishable and it's not a figment of. It's an actual fact that they are theoretically short almost 6,000 units of blood given any point in time.
So how long does the blood stay? How long is it until it perishes?
Whole blood lasts about 42 days. Platelets are only last for a week. And plasma, I believe, can be frozen for up to a year.
So just ballpark, if I give blood, what is the percentage that will actually be used? Just actually anywhere within the U.S.?
Here they wouldn't call you to.
Just
Yeah, here no.
I lived in Florida, and like whenever I go to Publix, they have those vans over there, the big school buses almost,
Yep.
and they freaking torture you as soon as especially once they found out that I'm O negative, they would.
Oh yes, they would
would
definitely
not
put
leave
you on
me.
every roster they could find.
I mean, my question is, when I would give to a place such as that, I know Red Cross is different, but really any place, what is the guarantee that it will actually be used?
I would say pretty easily 75 to 85%, easy. I have not specifically heard of actual donated blood going to waste, for lack of a better term. Because it's in constant use. Like I said, going through and doing all my research, on average, throughout the United States, we use 44,000 units of blood on a daily basis. Going through the rest of the numbers, right now, or as of '06, they used, or they had 16.4 million donations throughout the year, which is where I came up with that. They were actually short 6,000 units. Because if you check out the numbers, it comes up short with the actual donations to what they would have used if they used 44,000 every day. Again, thank you guys, I appreciate it. If you do have any other questions, definitely check those two websites out. Or if you happen to see me walking around, I'm always available. Thanks again, take care, and thanks again, Chief. I appreciate this.